what I also struggle with is how much of me letting her scrape her knee and fall off the bike and
Hmm.
stand back and watch this is me letting go, being like, fuck it,
Oh,
you
okay.
know,
Yeah, let's
you know
talk
what I'm
about
saying?
that one quickly. I like that. That was another good question, and we'll address it quick. So the question is what? If I step back and I let her fall and learn from
Hmm.
her experience, because we agreed that's a big part of growing up, right?
Hmm.
Is there has to be a learning curve. But your feeling was then that you're abandoning her. That,
Right.
yeah. So again, the good news is we already answered this question. Okay. What's my answer to most questions? Do you know by now? Like you're getting to know me a little bit. I keep coming to the same answer. Do you know what it is? I'm not quizzing you. I'm just
No, yeah,
being
no,
playful, but do you know
right. No.
containment? Okay.
Oh, okay.
I just keep going back
Yeah,
to
yeah,
it
yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
that's the connection. So you are not abandoning her, Jim. You are not a bad father if you're containing. In other words, you could step back and not correct her, right? Not tell her
Mm.
how to live her life, but still be very emotionally involved through the act of containment. How? Because remember what I said, it's validating, so you're there. You're creating space. You're asking inquisitive questions. You're curious about her life. Remember, I mentioned the conference that I went to yesterday that said
Mhm.
relationships only exist when there's curiosity, and you're doing that. So you're not abandoning her. You are in a relationship. You're just not taking over the relationship,
Right.
which actually would be abandoning her, by the way. The more advice you give, believe it or not, paradoxically, not that you're abandoning her, but in a way you are, because you said a little bit earlier, am I invisible? As long as you're giving advice and assuming you know best, she doesn't
She's
exist
in, right.
in that relationship. So that is like an
Yeah.
abandonment, not like the way we usually think of it, but I think you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. Because the minute someone in a relationship like we're discussing is saying, you need to do, you should do, it's they already shut down. All right.
Yep. Yep.
And I also don't want to come across as here's another male figure in my life bossing me around, telling me what I can and cannot do. Because
What's
I'm
the
not
difference?
looking to tell her what to do because I'm in charge. I'm looking at as I'm giving you advice because I have experience. You know, and I know you're going to critique that. In my mind, not the aggressive boyfriend type telling you, forcing you, you're not allowed to. And that was my immediate reaction when you started to tell me this. I'm trying to give advice from what I think is good experience, not a demand.